You do not need a farm to feed your family. You need a schedule. Most gardeners plant everything at once, harvest for a few weeks, and then watch their beds sit empty for months. This feast or famine approach wastes the most valuable resource you have, which is time. The 4-bed rotation system I developed produces 4 times more food than a conventional garden of the same size because it never rests. Every week of the year, something is growing and something is ready to harvest. This is the end of the off-season and the beginning of true food independence from a space smaller than most people waste on lawn. The conventional garden fails not from lack of effort, but from lack of strategy. People plant tomatoes, peppers, and squash in spring, harvest them in summer, and then abandon their beds until the following year. For 8 or 9 months, those beds produce nothing, while the gardener returns to buying vegetables at the store. The soil sits exposed, losing fertility and structure. Weeds move in and establish roots that make spring preparation harder. All the work invested in building those beds generates returns for only a fraction of the year. The 4-bed rotation solves this problem by treating your garden as a production system rather than a seasonal hobby. Each bed has a specific role that changes throughout the year, following a choreographed sequence that maximizes output while building soil health. When one bed is harvested, another is already growing the next crop. When winter shuts down, warm season plants, cold hardy varieties continue producing in protected beds. The rotation creates continuous harvests from limited space because every square foot works every month. Bed number 4 is the engine that drives the entire system. If you make mistakes with what you plant here, the other 3 beds will eventually fail. Before I explain the full rotation, you need to understand why this bed matters so much and what most gardeners get wrong about soil fertility. The secret hidden in bed 4 is what separates gardeners who struggle year after year from those who build abundance that compounds over time. Most people think of soil as a static medium that holds plants upright while you add fertilizer to feed them. This understanding is completely backwards. Healthy soil is a living ecosystem containing billions of organisms that process organic matter and make nutrients available to plants. When you feed the soil biology, the biology feeds your plants in a balanced, sustainable way that synthetic fertilizers cannot replicate. Bed 4 in my rotation is dedicated to feeding this biology through cover crops and green manures that restore what the other beds consume. The rotation works like this. Bed 1 grows heavy, feeding fruiting crops like tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and squash. These plants demand the most fertility and produce the harvests most families value highest. Bed 2 grows moderate, feeding crops like beans, peas, and root vegetables. These plants need less nitrogen and actually contribute to soil health through nitrogen fixation and deep root channels. Bed 3 grows light, feeding leafy greens and brassicas that thrive on the residual fertility left by previous crops. Bed 4 grows cover crops that rebuild organic matter, fix nitrogen, and restore the soil biology depleted by 3 seasons of production. Each year, the crops rotate forward 1 bed. What grew in bed 1 moves to bed 2. What grew in bed 2 moves to bed 3. What grew in bed 3 moves to bed 4. And the restored bed 4 becomes the new bed 1, ready to support another round of heavy feeding crops. This rotation prevents the nutrient depletion and pest buildup that plague gardens where the same crops grow in the same location year after year. The genius of this system is that bed 4 does not sit empty while it recovers. Cover crops grow actively building biomass that becomes organic matter when you cut them down. Crimson clover fixes atmospheric nitrogen into forms your next crops can use. Winter rye sends roots deep into subsoil breaking compaction and mining minerals. Buckwheat attracts beneficial insects while suppressing weeds through allelopathic compounds. These plants work for you even though you never harvest them directly. Let me walk you through a complete year in the 4-bed system so you can see how the continuous harvest actually works. In early spring bed 1 receives transplants of tomatoes and peppers started indoors weeks earlier. Bed 2 gets direct seeded with peas that will climb simple trellises. Bed 3 is planted with spring lettuce, spinach, and radishes for quick harvests. Bed 4, which spent winter under a cover crop of winter rye, gets cut and incorporated to feed the soil biology before its transition to bed 1 next year. By late spring, the peas in bed 2 are producing heavily, and the lettuce in bed 3 provides daily salads. The tomatoes and peppers in bed 1 are growing vigorously, but not yet fruiting. Bed 4 has decomposing cover crop residue and receives a planting of buckwheat that will flower and die before summer heat arrives. You are harvesting continuously even though your main summer crops have not begun producing. Summer brings the abundance most people associate with gardening. Bed 1 explodes with tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, and squash that you harvest daily for months. Bed 2 transitions from finished peas to summer beans that fix nitrogen while producing snap beans for the kitchen. Bed 3 gets cleared of bolted spring greens and replanted with heat-tolerant crops like chard and collards. Bed 4 grows a summer cover crop that will be cut before fall planting. Fall is where the 4-bed system shows its true advantage over conventional gardens. While most gardeners watch their beds go empty, you are planting the next round of production. Bed 1 gets cleared of frost-killed tomatoes and planted with garlic that will overwinter for harvest next summer. Bed 2 receives fall plantings of carrots, beets, and turnips that sweeten with cold weather. Bed 3 gets succession, planted with lettuce, spinach, and kale that will produce into winter under simple protection. Bed 4 is seeded with winter rye and crimson clover that will grow slowly through cold months. Winter does not stop the harvest in this system. The root vegetables in Bed 2 store perfectly right in the ground beneath a thick mulch layer. You dig them as needed, enjoying carrots that taste better than anything available in stores. The leafy greens in Bed 3 continue growing under low tunnels that cost almost nothing to construct. Fresh salads in January feel almost miraculous when neighbors have long since abandoned their gardens. Beds 1 and 4 rest under cover crops or mulch, building fertility for spring. The yields from this system consistently amaze people who see it for the first time. 4 beds each, measuring 4 feet by 8 feet total. Just 128 square feet of growing space. From this tiny area, I harvest over 300 pounds of vegetables annually. That represents several $100s in grocery savings every year from a garden smaller than a single parking space. The key is not the size, but the intensity and continuity of production. Succession planting within each bed multiplies output further. Instead of planting all your lettuce at once, you plant a short row every 2 weeks. This staggers your harvest, so you always have fresh heads maturing while you eat the ones planted earlier. The same principle applies to beans, radishes, carrots, and any other crop that matures relatively quickly. Continuous planting creates continuous harvest, which creates continuous food supply. The soil improvement from this rotation compounds over years in ways that transform your gardening experience. The cover crops in Bed 4 add organic matter that improves soil structure and water retention. The nitrogen fixed by legumes in Bed 2 reduces or eliminates the need for purchased fertilizer. The rotation itself breaks pest and disease cycles that build up when the same crops occupy the same ground. By year 3 or 4, your soil becomes so productive that plants grow vigorously with almost no intervention. Water efficiency improves as organic matter accumulates. Soil rich in organic matter holds moisture like a sponge, reducing irrigation frequency and making your garden resilient during dry spells. The mulch layer I maintain on all beds further reduces evaporation while suppressing weeds. I water less than half as often as I did when I gardened conventionally, yet my plants show no stress, even during summer heat waves. Pest and disease pressure decreases rather than increases over time. The rotation prevents buildup of soil-borne pathogens that devastate gardens where tomatoes follow tomatoes year after year. The diversity of crops in close proximity confuses insect pests and provides habitat for beneficial predators. The healthy soil biology I cultivate through cover crops and organic matter supports plant immune systems in ways science is only beginning to understand. The time investment for this system is less than people expect. I spend roughly 30 minutes per day during peak season and much less during winter months. The key is doing small tasks consistently rather than marathon work sessions that lead to burnout. A few minutes of harvesting each morning, a few minutes of planting or transplanting each week, a few minutes of observation that catches problems before they become crises. This sustainable rhythm keeps the system running smoothly year after year. The startup costs are minimal compared to the returns. 4 beds constructed from simple lumber or even just mounded soil, seeds for a dozen or so crop varieties, a few basic tools that last for decades. Cover crop seed that costs pennies per square foot, The total investment pays back within the first season, and everything afterward is pure profit in the form of food you no longer need to buy. Scaling the system up or down is straightforward. A family of 2 might need only 3 beds, while a family of 6 might want 6 or 8. The rotation principles remain the same regardless of scale. Heavy feeders, followed by moderate feeders, followed by light feeders, followed by soil builders. This sequence works whether you have 100 square feet or 1,000. The psychological benefits surprised me when I first implemented this system. The continuous harvest eliminated the anxiety I used to feel about the end of the growing season. Knowing that food would keep coming month after month created a security that changed my relationship with gardening from stressful hobby to peaceful practice. I stopped rushing to plant everything at once because I knew another planting window was always coming. I stopped mourning finished crops because their beds were already growing replacements. If you have been limited by small space or overwhelmed by the work of conventional gardening, I encourage you to try the 4-bed rotation. Start this season with whatever bed you have or can quickly construct. Plant according to the rotation schedule and watch as your harvest continues week after week through seasons when other gardens sit empty. The system works because it aligns with how nature builds fertility and how plants succeed each other through time. You are not fighting against natural processes, but channeling them toward the food your family needs. 4 beds is all it takes to end your dependence on grocery store produce forever.